Hi there, I'm Rhonda, and I help makers turn their digital designs into income. On my channel, you'll get quick tutorials, cool tools, and simple strategies to grow your digital product business. If you want daily AI prompts, trend tips, and a fun community that gets it, join us in our AI Profit Society. I left a link in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And now, without any further delay, let's get into today's video. It's Rhonda, and this morning we are going to make some cartoon bird clip art images. I was in Alora this morning doing some keyword research, and I ended up searching cartoon birds somehow, and I realized that they have a pretty good search volume, nice low competition, a great conversion rate, and a super high overall keyword score of 99. Okay. So I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to create some bird clip art, cartoon bird clip art. So I figured I would do a video on how I'm going to do this. And it's going to be start to finish from creating the clip art to uh, listing it on Etsy using my designs to do that. Okay. So right here, you can see I'm in my Alora dashboard and you see the results for cartoon birds here. So this is definitely a good keyword. And if you scroll down, there's a lot of good keywords that go with it. Cartoon birds images, birds character, cute cartoon birds. So there's a lot of nice keywords we can use in our listing too if we want to. So I'm just going to slide that tab way over here to the left to get it out of the way. I want to keep it open because I want to use some of these other keywords later in my listing. Okay. So the first thing I did was think, okay, I want to make some cartoon birds. So I went back into my AI Profit Society, back into our archives, our prompt archives, and I had this bird that I gave as a prompt last year in October, and I'm going to grab that. Okay. I knew I had one somewhere, so I grabbed that, and I'm going to bring it in here to my prompt variation generator. Okay. And I'm going to paste it in, and while I'm looking at it, I do know I want to remove the trench coat. Okay, I don't want my bird to have a trench coat today, so I'm going to remove that. And it says surrounded by scattered stars, and I don't think I want that. I just want the plain birds today with no extra stylization. Okay, so I pasted that prompt in here, and now what I'm going to do is right afterwards, I'm going to say scale this prompt for different birds and color palettes. So it's going to take this one prompt I've given it, turn it into 10 different prompts, each with different birds and different colorization. Okay. So I'm going to let it do its thing here. And I am going to be using Artistly today to do this. Now I can do it a couple different ways. Over here to Artistly, and I'm going to go into my Fast AI Image Designer. And I think at first I'm going to go here to Design Agents, and I'm going to do Clip Art. Click on Design Agents, Clip Art is your first one. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to copy all 10 of these prompts. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to paste all 10 in, and I'm going to select 10 images. And this will create 10 different bird images for me. And I just want to look at it, see if I like the way they've come out. Um, if I do, great. That means it saved us a bunch of time. We may have to redo a couple of them, but you never know. But if I'm not really feeling the style of it in this way, then I might go back and use a different tool inside of here. But we're going to give this a minute so it can generate those 10 images. Okay, and it did generate them. It failed here on one, and then our flamingo down here is really kind of funny looking. And these came out really cute, but they aren't exactly the style I was looking for. Okay, So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to run these one at a time instead of in bulk. So first I'm going to grab my Flamingo prompt and I'm just going to come up here, AI Image Designer V5, and right down here, create from prompt. And I'm going to paste that first one in and I'm going to tell it to make 2 images. Okay. I can make up to 4, but for the sake of speed, I am going to have it do 2 at a time. So I'm just going to keep running these prompts. I'm going to paste them in and I'm going to go back. I'll copy my next prompt. Again, we'll come in, paste it in here, and it will start doing all of our prompts. Let's go here, let's paste these in. All right, and let's have a look at some of these that it's generated so far. Do I like these? I do. I think this is what I was going for, more of the cartoonish, not necessarily the soft watercolor that was initially given to me. So I like these. I think I'm going to keep going and generate the rest of them. So let's go grab this one here. It's an owl. AI create from prompt, 2 images. And we're just going to repeat this until we run all 10. Create from prompt, 2 images. And if you haven't used Artistly before, this is a really great program. It is a one-time purchase, not a monthly subscription. So it's a great image generator. It's really come a long way in the last year or so. They have been doing some really great updates to it, and it is definitely worth looking into if you haven't already. Let me just do this a couple more times here. I think we're down to our last one, okay? Because we're going to make a set of 10 different birds. Alrighty, and we are on our last ones now. So I'm going to come through here and I'm going to look and decide which ones I like, which ones I don't like, which ones we're going to use, which ones we're not going to use. Let me refresh this. Alrighty, so we've got some really cute birds. All right, so we have them all here. And our next step would be to remove the background, to upscale, and stuff like that. So what we're going to do now is up here at the top, there is a link that says bulk actions. We're going to click on that. And right here it says create new action. So we'll click there. And we're going to choose our images. So it says choose from library, or you can upload them if you already have them somewhere else. So I am going to look here and I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is this one? 8, 9, and I think 10. But I think instead of that one, I want this one. Okay, so we have 10 images, and those are the 10 we are going to use for our Clipart bundle. And now what we do is click this little button that says Add Step. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to upscale our image. And we only want to upscale, so we'll select that option. Then we want to remove the background. And then finally, we want it to convert it to a 300 dpi image. So you see we have 3 steps here we want to take. Upscale, background remover, and 300 dpi. And now we're just going to click on Build Action. And we're going to give it a name. And unfortunately, we don't have the option of saving these actions. We have to rebuild it each time, but that's okay. It's really not that big of a deal. So we have all 10 of these images processing now. And this will take a few minutes because, we are removing the background. We are uh, upscaling them to 4096 by 4096, and then we are also converting them to 300 dpi. And if you click on the little eyeball here, you see here is your bulk action progress. It has upscaled it. Now it's working on background removal, and then after that it will convert to 300 dpi. So even though your images may pop up here, do not download them until you click on the little eye and make sure that it is finished processing. So we're going to give it just a minute to complete processing on all these images, and then we'll check it out. Okay, so we're back, and you can see just by looking at them that the backgrounds have been removed now. And if you click on the little eye, you can see that the bulk action has been completed. So now we can download these, right? So I'm going to select bulk download, and I want that whole row. I want that whole row. And then I just want these 2 little guys. And we're going to download. And I'm going to download these as a zip just to make it faster. So it is preparing the zip file now. It's going to take a couple seconds. And I'm going to go in here to my work in progress and put this in the Artistly folder. And I'm going to call it Cartoon Birds. Okay. So now that's going to download. And I am going to go find that really quickly. And let me get in here. Where are we? Artistly, Cartoon Birds. And I am going to extract them. Okay. And let's look here. Let's find the folder. We have them all open here. Now I'm going to check the background removing on these. Okay, that one looks pretty good. But I want to show you, if you click on info, here we have 4096, 300 dpi. So it did remove the background and it upscaled for us. And let's look at all the others. There's a little bit of white on this one I'm not a real fan of. This one did good. The background remover isn't really the greatest in Artistly, and I'm sure that will improve over time. They keep working on it. But I am not real happy with a lot of it right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to download these the way they are, and I'm going to do my background removal inside of my designs, okay? Sometimes you just have to pivot and do what you got to do if things aren't working exactly the way you wanted them to. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have to load more, and 10. Okay, so there are my 10 images again, and I'm going to download them once again. Like I said, sometimes you just have to pivot, and we all have favorite programs for favorite things they do. So I'm just going to let my designs do most of the heavy lifting for this one because I know that it does a great job at all of this. So I'm going to extract those now. Okay, and now I'm going to come into my designs. And over here on the left, I'm going to click on collections. And I'm going to look through my folders here until I find my clip art bundles right here. And I'm going to open that folder. Now I have some stuff in here that I don't want, so I'm just going to delete that. I was just testing. It's nothing major. Okay, so now I am in my clip art bundles folder, and I'm going to go to upload. And I'm going to select reload now. Okay, so I have to reload because they were doing some updates. So I'm going to go to upload files, and for right now, I am going to be uploading these to their own listings. Okay, in the end, I want this to be one listing, but for now, I'm going to upload all 10 of these to their own listing so I can work faster. All right, so this is uploading and creating the listings. So we'll give it just a second. Alrighty, so they're all uploaded and they are all their own listing. So I'm going to come up here to the upper left and I'm going to tick this little box to select all 10 images. And then I'm going to go to my quick actions and I'm going to upscale all of them. And I'm going to overwrite my file 1 slot. Okay, I'm just going to overwrite the existing image. I'm going to hit upscale, and it's telling me that it costs credits to upscale. Is that okay? Yes. And we are going to let that upscale. This should take no more than a minute. Alrighty, they've all upscaled. You can see here 4096 by 4096. So our next step is to come in here and select remove background. And again, our input file slot is file 1. Our output file slot will be file 1. We are just going to overwrite. Our model will be MD 1.5. And then we're just going to select remove background. And yes, we will overwrite the files. And yes, we know that it costs credits to remove the background. Just confirm those two things and it will do its job. And we'll give it just a second for that. Alrighty, now all 10 images have had their backgrounds removed. And let me click on a couple here. Let's open this file. We can look at it and you can see it did a very good job at background removal on these. All right, so the next step is to get these to the size I want them to be and to make them 300 DPI. So I'm going to come over here, right here, next to the first listing, and I'm going to click this little canvas button. I'm going to go to templates, and I'm going to make a custom size. And I usually make my clip art 5,000 by 5,000. This way, no matter what somebody wants to use it for, it's big enough. Okay, if they want to slap this bird on a t-shirt, it's big enough to do it. If they need it for something smaller, they can always downsize it. But it's a little harder, you know, when you need to upsize something. So 5,000 by 5,000. Over here on the right, I click on Add Listing File, and input file slot is 1, and I'm going to click Add to All. And now you see at the bottom here, I have 10 different canvases, and they each contain one of my birds. So on this first bird, I'm going to go to Position, and I'm going to say Fit to Artboard. And that made him big enough to fit the 5,000 by 5,000. And once I do that, I'm going to come over here to the canvas. I'm going to right click and I'm going to select Sync. And that does the same thing then to all the other images. It made it fit to artboard just like our first image that we were working on. Okay? So once you've done that, you just come up here to the right upper corner here, click Save. And again, we're just going to overwrite it and select Save and make sure it's PNG. And yes, we want to overwrite the files. So once it does that, it's now going to save these just like it did before for us, and they will be 5,000 by 5,000. Right here, you see it's already done. 5,000 by 5,000, 5,000 by 5,000. So we are now ready to pretty much turn these into a single listing. And there's a couple ways we can do this, okay? You can download all of these and re-upload them, or you can just start dragging. You see this first file here in the second listing? I'm going to drag it over there and drop it into file slot 2. Then I'm going to do the same thing with files, and I'm just going to drag all of them into a single listing because that's what we really wanted. But to work faster, we instead, in fact, now I'm going to get rid of these empty ones here now quickly. I'm going to delete those listings. And then I'm going to drag these last two over, just like that. And then I'm going to delete those two blank listings. And I just think dragging them in is a little bit quicker than downloading them all and then re-uploading them. So I moved everything into one single listing, which is what we wanted because we're selling this as a bundle. So our next step now that we have them upscaled, the size we want, the backgrounds removed, I'm going to come up here to my quick actions and I'm going to go to image mockups. And I'm going to go to custom mockups because I have special mockups that I have created for Clipart bundles. We have this one, this tan images. It's going to give all 5. It's going to give 5 of them. So here I am going to select where the first 5 images are coming from. And I'm going to select file 1, file 2, file 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And then I'm going to grab, first of all, I have to turn on multi-mockup because I want more than one mockup. And I'm going to put this one in mockup 1. Then I am going to, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Quick, let's exit out of here. Let's look at our listing. Over here in keywords, you see where it says 300 DPI PNG images? And then I'm going to add to that commercial use, okay? Just so people know that they can use these for commercial purposes. All right, now we're going to go back into our quick actions, image mockups, custom, and I can either, like we started to, grab all of these mockups from here, but I actually have a mockup profile created for Clipart bundles. So right here under my private profile, it says Clipart bundle. I'm going to select that. And what that does is it brings up all those images that I have already showed you. And let's do this, select option, primary keyword. Not sure why that didn't select there, but that's okay. And it selected all these mockups that I wanted it to use. And then our lifestyle mockups where it's showing it in use on different things, greeting cards, napkins, t-shirt, all of that. Okay. So I already have my mockup profile done, and that's what I'm going to use. And then I'm just going to click generate mockups. And it's going to take just a minute to generate all those mockups for this bundle. Alrighty. And now If we click here, you can see it has created the mockups just like we wanted. We've got it on a greeting card, on a napkin, on a pillow, even on a blanket. And then we have our single images so you can see what each one is going to look like, and our informational mockups as well. Okay, now we can create our video mockup. So we'll go to quick action and we're going to select video mockup. Now you can use up to 10 images. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab, I think I'm going to use the mockups for this. There we go. We have 10 images and we're going to hit submit. I'm going to make sure the file output slot is video mockup and then submit. And we'll give it a minute to create the video for. Alrighty, our video mockup is done and you can see it's just running through the different ways you can use these. Okay, and the information on them. So now we are ready to fill in our title, our tags, and our description. And what I'm going to do that is click on Quick Action, Vision AI. I'm going to deselect T-shirt in this drop down for product type. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and select Other. And in here, I will now write Clipart bundle and leave that there. And then it says Etsy, our title, description, tags, and that's what I want it to do. And down here under custom instructions, I am going to say add created with assistance of AI technology at the end of the description. Okay. This is something new that Etsy is requiring, that we not only have to select created with AI in our listing information, but it also wants us now to disclose this in our descriptions. So make sure you do that. And then my writing mode is overwrite. So I'm just going to click generate listing data now, and it's going to generate all my data for this listing. All right. Now, because the duck was the first image, it has really drawn onto the duck. So I'm going to replace cartoon duck with cartoon bird clip art bundle and digital bird images. And again, in here, we're going to replace duck with bird. Funny cartoon birds. Okay, and then we're going to just look through here and make sure, like I said, that was my fault. I didn't, in fact, let me rerun this so you can see. Let's do Vision AI again. Deselect T-shirt. Go down here, select Other, Cartoon, Bird, Clip Art, Bundle, and up here at the top, see it says generate listing data based on your design. And it says mockup 1. Well, that is a picture of the duck. So we don't really want it to use that. I'm going to have it use mockup 7 because that has at least 5 different images in it. Okay. And I selected cartoon bird clip art and custom instructions include include created with the assistance of AI technology. And again, we're going to select overwrite and we will click generate listing data. So now it's going to completely overwrite what it already had here. So we'll give it a second to do that. Oh, there it is. And here now it says cartoon bird clip art bundle, cute bird designs. And we don't want to put AI assisted in our title. I'm not a fan of that. So we're going to get rid of that one. We can put toucan, flamingo, owl, duck, just a couple different animals in there. So elevate your creative project, digital cartoon bundle clip art. That looks pretty good. And it says right here, created with the assistance of AI technology. So that is good. And it gives you ideas of what you can use it for. Cartoon bird, clip art, cute owl, cute cartoon flamingo, bird graphics. So now this is where we're going to come back over here to Allura. And we're going to look here. And cartoon birds, we want that. So we're going to come back over here. And I'm going to get rid of PNG download. And I'm going to add cartoon birds. And then I'm going to look again over here, cartoon bird images. And once again, we'll come in here. And I think we'll do away with animal clip art, cartoon bird images. And how about bird character? That one was good. And we can do commercial use. Paste that one in there. And what else is over here that looked good? Cute cartoon bird was also a good one. Let's see if that's in here. Cute owl design. Bird graphics, cartoon flamingo, cartoon bird art, bird drawing, cartoon images. Let's get rid of bird graphics. And we'll do cute cartoon bird. Okay, so now this all looks good. I like my tags. I like my title, my inventory and pricing. My price is going to be, let's just say $4. My quantity is 999. And we already had our keywords here. So now we can publish. We're just going to come up here and click on publish. In the upper right, we're going to select our Etsy shop. Select files to sell. We're selling our 10 transparent background images. Okay, that's it. Then we're going to click next step. And now we have our mockups. And we can decide how we want these mockups to appear. Do we want this one as our first mockup? Do we want this one? Our tote bag, our t-shirt. I think I really like this greeting card. So I'm going to drag that into slot 1. And I think the rest I will leave as is. You can see how they're used. And then we have our informational mockups. And why do we, oh, that's our video. Okay, we have our video and then our other image mockup. So that looks pretty good to me the way it is. I like it that way. So once you have these in the order you want them, because you can drag and drop them into different locations, and you're making sure that all you have selected over here are your mockups, not any of your files. You'll click next step, and this will be a preview. And we'll click next step again. And it is asking for your category. Now, again, you're going to want to be careful with this because Etsy is now asking you to fill in different attributes depending on the category you have chosen. In fact, I'm going to go to, mine should be good the way they are. They have been, so we're just going to leave it at art and collectibles, drawing and illustration, digital. And then we will click publish. And now this is going to send this over to our Etsy shop into our draft folder. So I'll see you over there in just a second. Okay, and here we are in Etsy, and here is our clip art bundle. So we're going to select that, and we're going to select editing options and change section because it doesn't put it in a section for us. So we need to find the section we want it to go into in our shop. Mine is clip art bundles, and just click apply. So now it's here and it's ready to go. If you're ready to publish it, then you just select it and click publish. If you want to save it for later, you can just leave it right here in your drafts folder and make it live whenever you want. I'm just going to publish mine now, and there we go. Now this is a live listing. Let's go over here and we can view on Etsy. And there it is. And we have our video and our different mock-ups here. Our informational ones. And it's all done just that quickly. So even with having to pivot, okay, because of the background remover here in Artistly, even with having to pivot and change directions in the middle of it, it still only took us a little over a half an hour to create this bundle and get it listed in our Etsy shop. So this is something you can do, that isn't going to take you all day. You can have one done in, less than an hour. And, even if you did two a day, it's a really good, you can keep your Etsy shop nice and active and nice and full with doing one or two designs a day. You're not overstimulating yourself, you're not stressing yourself, and you're still getting some really nice product up into your shop, okay? But I just wanted to show you how I did it since I saw that cartoon birds were a pretty nice niche to look at, with the search volume and the competition level and stuff like that over here on Allura. It looked great to me. So I figured, why not make one? And since I was doing it anyway, I might as well walk you through the process with me. So if you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. If you need any help, let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.